our cooking this week. So, last time I seen us, we had a little natter about F1.
And we did not have a natter about touring car.
We didn't have a natter about touring
But since then, many...
Yeah, there has been a lot of stuff has actually kicked off.
A lot of rumours.
Yeah, and you know what? It's kicking off earlier than I thought, and I'm really excited about it.
Really excited. Firstly, we've just been showing up because you were a 17-year-old man. I'm a 17-year-old man.
I was. I'm not 17 anymore, apparently.
And that man behind us is also a 17-year-old man.
And that man... Who is that man behind us? Well, that is Maximus Hall.
The brand new, for 2025, Unlimited Motorsports driver.
In the BTCC.
In the BTCC. It's over for us, isn't it? The racing dream is gone.
The racing dream... No, it's gone. No, I won't say gone. This man's just absolutely blown it out of the park and done it a lot before us. I do applaud him.
So, a quick one on who he is. Second in his rookie season of the JCW Minute Challenge. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yes.
After Dan Zelos.
Just after Dan Zelos. And he
is a very stunning young talent.
And he was testing for them a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Donington, I believe.
It was.
Could have been Donington.
We were completely blindsided about this one.
But a very. It's nice to see a lot of new Scott Sumpton as well.
I'm loving to see the young new faces in. Obviously, Scott Sumpton was 19.
Yeah.
DeLeon,
and now Max Hall. All
the young guns on the grid, and I can't lie, very, very talented young guns.
So you may think, oh, what about DeLeon? Well, that's not been confirmed yet, but it is heavily shown that Unlimited are going for two cars.
Yeah.
In it's finalising the plans to run a second car in 2025, which I think it's been rumoured for a long time. And Unlimited came in. Just say they came in at the very start and everyone was like, is this team going to exist or is it going to die out? They've blown it out the park.
You know what? They had a stunning first season for the car.
Yeah.
I am very impressed.
DeLeon's been consistently like one of the drivers of the year.
In the point. He's one of the drivers of the year.
And now they'll be expanding to a two-car effort.
Do you know what? If they get Hall and DeLeon,
those Cupras could actually be scary.
That could be one of the best driver lineups on the grid.
Yeah. So well done to Bob Sharpless and the team for that.
It's fair. They've worked wonders with that team.
They have worked many, many wonders.
Max Hall in the team for 2025, potentially onwards, we don't know. But it is looking very strong for the young man and for the team itself. I do hope they actually do push forwards with him, because if they can push forwards with him, bag points, maybe even bag a podium or two next season, we could be on for an absolute stunner.
Could be on for the Cupras finally.
We could be on for the Cupras.
Because which has had knock-on effects.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not that's had knock-on effects. Up next, the next thing we must talk about.
Next.
There's no image for it. I just realised I forgot to put an image of it up. So after that quick cut, because I forgot to put an image on, whoops. As well, over this little break, Andrew Watson announced him and Speedworks are parting ways. Which, that does open up a seat for Ronan Pearson.
It does open up a seat for Ronan Pearson.
At Speedworks. And Watson has been rumoured to join the 4th WSR car. So, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? His year last year was a bit...
He had a bit of a rough year last year, but year before he did well.
Yeah.
So I think that can be kind of its I think they kind of counter each other out. If he'd have had two shocking seasons, I'd have gone, yeah, fair enough, that's it for him. But he's had a good season and an average season.
Yeah, so do you think first this was the right choice for him to...
For him, personally, I don't think them Speedworks Toyotas were the crack last season.
Yeah.
The other side of the garage, with Josh Cook, smashed it. Speedworks, not really it.
They Moffat and Cook were leading the way with
Cook
the Toyotas.
Was cooking.
Yeah.
Cook was definitely cooking.
So now Watson's off.
Watson is off. BMW could happen. Is it a stretch? Maybe. Could I throw a wild card in there and maybe say it could go back to Power Maxed?
Very potentially, especially with all the talk about Moffat and Cook coming back to the grid. But that does mean, as well, with the Moffat and Cook kind of kerfuffle, there is another image we need to get up. Right. So with back from that quick cut, we've found that we've got the image up. It does mean that there is now, with the LKQ potentially maybe not running to Toyotas.
Yeah.
There is now there is a chance that Restart Racing
open for manufacturers. No, hold on a second. I just said that wrong. There is now a new spot open for a new. No.
I believe in you.
He believes in me. Now, because there's 2 Cupras being taken.
And yeah, the big news.
Cupras on the grid.
The big news popped up overnight out of nowhere. Vortex Racing seems to have popped up. Vortex Racing seems to have popped up overnight.
Yeah.
And seem to be going for a grid spot next year. There's not much known about them.
No.
Other than the driver lineup is rumoured to be Scott Sumpton and Nick Hamilton.
And we're not on something when saying that. They release like a little silhouette photo and you kind of go on the map. It's like find the people.
Well, it's more that Nick Hamilton is like his image is very much clear, looks like him.
Because he's the shorter one and he always stands there with the hands.
And if Scott Sumpton's not going to Unlimited, which we know he's not.
It did look like a Scott Sumpton-esque. It was very tall.
Yeah. And Scott Sumpton owns his own Cupra. A new Cupra team on the grid does mean there might not be enough Cupra chassis. So Restart Racing with Chris Smiley and whoever else they decide to sign may very well be having to jump manufacturer.
And I may have. Are you ready for this?
You may have cracked it.
I may have cooked. I may have manifested the Hondas back into existence.
He did indeed. There are still the BTC and One Motorsports Hondas kicking round.
Yep. And I'd love to see a Honda back. And fair, them restart liveries on the Hondas would look, the chef's kiss.
With Chris Smiley's already driven the Hondas as well.
Yep.
With BTC, so he has experience with that. So it's very possible, to see Restart moving over the Hondas. I think their other choice. Firstly, I think they could end up anywhere. The Hyundais and the Fords are open to running satellite teams.
Yep.
However, I think the most obvious next one could be the Corollas, and they run
Definitely,
the Toyotas. Especially
if Cook and Moffat leave the team depart.
Right, coming back to it now, the disrespectful people have left our studio.
Yep.
Shared studio, but that's besides the point. Coming back onto it, I do see Restart going with the Corollas.
I do see Restart going with the Corollas.
And it's still up in the air, but I think Chris Smiley's still confirmed to stay with them.
Yeah, of course.
And with this Vortex Racing taking the Cupras, I think there's 5 Cupra chassis kicking around.
Yeah.
Which would mean, obviously, there's not enough and I don't think Restart have the money to build another one.
No, I definitely don't.
So I believe that there will be changes there. But you may have predicted Hondas.
If I predicted the Hondas and brought them into existence, get me my MBE. I've said it once, I'll say it again. If you're watching, I don't know who sorts the MBEs out nowadays. Get me my MBE, please.
A prediction machine.
Yeah.
But Vortex seems to have popped up overnight. Still not sure. Besides the driver lineup, which is on the website, not confirmed, but just silhouettes. There's not really much known about them.
No.
So don't know who's running. I don't know if it's another Unlimited-esque.
Could be potentially
team popping up, but I feel like with them scrapping the hybrid, I think that's made it financially eligible for these teams to pop up.
Definitely. Do you know what? Since they've scrapped the hybrid, could we find a route into BTCC?
No, we couldn't.
We could.
Actually, if we make enough money,
Talk Speed and Sport BTCC team. Are we backing it? Please. Right. Do you know what? We're going off on a tangent. I want to discuss this. Talk Speed and Sport BTCC team. What car would we run?
What car would we run? Actually, can we get to that quickly? Because there's one more thing in the big driver lineup change, is that Dan Zelos' title-winning Mini is up for sale.
Yeah.
Which seems to lean towards the fact he will in fact be on the grid next year with Hyundai, which I think is fantastic.
He'll be using that to fund his drive.
Yeah. So that is all the big talky bits for the touring car. There's new team popping up. Max Hall signed for Unlimited. That is confirmed. The rumours of this new team's lineup.
Yep.
Dan Zelos being back. Oh, it's thought it'd be after Christmas till we got much.
Yeah,
being treated.
I didn't really expect to make another BTCC episode until Christmas time, after Christmas.
Yeah, to try and sum it all up at once, but everything's kicking off. So back to what you said. What car would we run?
Talk Speed and Sport, BTCC team. We're going to manifest it into existence.
What car would we?
I reckon we either go a Focus. I reckon we do something smaller.
I'm still committing to the Jag from last week. Definitely not using the new logo.
No. Ooh.
But I would definitely be using the Jag.
The Jag, right.
Who would you? Should we have a driver each?
Driver each.
Who would you want to? Actually, would we run 2 cars or would we go for like?
I reckon we'd either go an independent team with 1 car.
An independent team with one Jag.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea. I like that idea of 1 with the lone.
Yeah.
So who would we have? Who would?
I want to ask who would you have first.
Who would I want on the grid? Who's a really like singular proper like you know what? I'll default back to my favourite driver, Chris Smiley.
Chris Smiley, innit?
I'd default for Chris Smiley.
An ATS in it wouldn't be bad.
ATS as well. Chris Smiley ATS.
If either of you two want to come on the pod, by the way, give us a shout. I'd love to have you on.
But that is the long list of
That's
many
yours.
touring car things.
Yeah. That's your driver for it.
Yeah. I thought yours would be ATS.
No.
Alright, tell me, divulge.
I'm driving it myself.
He's not.
I'm pulling Nick Alstead.
He's not.
But that's a dodgy thing. I shouldn't have said pulling Nick Alstead. Pulling Nick Alstead in terms of I'm having my own car and I'm driving my own car. But we're going to be contenders. We're going to bring the champion. Give us 2 seasons, championship. It's coming our way.
We do not. We
We're
will
going to
not.
do it. We're going to run it. We're going to win it.
Right.
I'm telling you.
That is
2030. How old were we in 2030? 6 years.
By then, Max Hall will have several titles by then.
We'll be 23 in 6 years. Yeah, 2030, LH Talk Speed and Sport on the grid. It's happening.
Right, that's audacious. But that is everything in the world of touring car.
Yeah.
For the last few weeks. Is there anything else you want to finish it up on, or is that it?
I think that is it.
Besides, go find us on all our socials.
Yeah. Good job as a follow. I mean, you're obviously watching this on YouTube, or maybe watching the clips on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts. Either one. Give us a shout.
Go give us a follow at LH_Talk Speed and Sport.
Let us know. 1, what car would we run?
What car would you run?
What car would you run? That's number 2. Number 3. Driver predictions. Do you reckon we're right? Do you reckon we're wrong? Number 4. Tell us what you had for tea. There you go.
There you go. That's it. See you next week.